Hi, my name is Pamela Mpishi. My friends call me Pam. You can decide what you want to call me. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. And if you've been on my channel already a few times and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Come on, subscribe. Please subscribe to this channel. I am trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and I know that you can do it. You can make it happen for me. We are looking at the series, The Fruit of the Spirit in Your Marriage. You have to incorporate all the 9 fruit of the Spirit in your marriage for it to work, for it to be something that you enjoy, not something that you are just enduring and surviving. Because when you don't have the fruit of the Spirit in your marriage, it's like survival of the fittest, and we don't want that. We want to enjoy our relationships because God made this unity of a man and a woman so that they can have life in abundance together. So we are on part 8, which is which fruit? It is called gentleness. Look, if you haven't seen the other 7 videos, I'm going to put a link up there because it's important that you see the other 7: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, and faithfulness. Start from the first one, love, because in it I unpack how important it is for you to know your partner, your spouse's love language. Because if you do not know their love language, you will always be baffled by how come they never seem to be happy. No matter what you do for them, they just never content, no matter how hard you try. It's because maybe you have not unlocked and coded their primary love language. And everybody has a primary love language. Today we are doing gentleness. Gentleness is not something that comes natural for everybody. Some people are just born naturally gentle because they grew up in a home with gentle speaking parents. They are gentle aunties. If you were like me, you grew up in a very turbulent family. Everybody screams, there was some violence, and it was just chaos. It's something that you learn to be gentle, and it is learnable. You know why I know it is learnable? Because in the Bible they mention only 2 people who were gentle, and that is Moses and Jesus. But we all know that Moses was not always gentle. You remember? If you remember very well, when he left the palace, he was running away because he had murdered one of the slaves. Now that is what I call a temper, to actually kill somebody. And also, if you remember very well, when he came down from the mountain, when he had been talking with God, and he saw the children of Israel dancing around the golden calf, what did he do? He smashed the commandments. That is what I call a temper. But he had a spirit that was teachable. Gentleness is one of those graces that is underprayed for, that is underestimated. The value, the greatness, the importance of it is underestimated. Jesus himself, he says, he says, come all you who are heavy laden, who need rest, come to me because I am gentle. If somebody is not gentle, you cannot find peace with them, you cannot rest with them. So it's important that you cultivate gentleness. Gentleness is not a very desired attribute nowadays because it's looked upon as being meek, and meekness in this society we live in now is now become synonymous with weakness. But let me tell you something: gentleness is not weakness. Gentleness is strength under control. Have you ever been angry? Did you and you had to calm yourself? Did you notice how much energy and control it required for you to stay gentle, not to start screaming, not to flip, not to lose the handle, not to just become crazy? It takes a lot of control, and I believe truly that the Very strong people in this life are the ones who are gentle. And in your marriage, you will need to be gentle. I'm going to give you 2 points, the benefits of being gentle. 2 benefits, just 2 benefits of being gentle. Yeah. And number one is gentleness diffuses anger. Gentleness diffuses anger. Proverbs 15 says, a gentle answer turns away anger, but a harsh word stirs up anger. A harsh word stirs up anger. If you go to a person and you start screaming, chances are that they also start screaming back, because we have like a mirror. We mirror the emotions of the other person. That's why you see when you're around somebody who's depressed, somehow you start feeling sooner or later depressed also. If you're around somebody who's excited, you also start getting excited. When somebody starts screaming, our natural response is to start screaming at that person too. The next time this happens, master all the control, self-control that you can, and lower your tone, lower your voice. You will notice that your spouse will start talking in a lower tone too, because if you also start shouting, they shout even harder and harder, and then you do not understand each other. Because the point is, in your anger, when you are angry, you cannot teach anyone anything, because anger is such a powerful emotion. It overrides any seed that you're trying to plant into that person, and the fruit of is just fear and resentment. It doesn't matter if it's with your child or with your husband. When you are angry, you do not teach anything, and the message is lost in translation, and you do not hear each other. You're not communicating, you are just shouting at each other. And now a wall has come down between the two of you. That's why you're screaming even louder. Number two, the benefits uh, of gentleness is that, I wrote it down, gentleness is very attractive in both men and women. Gentleness is attractive, and another thing that gentleness does, gentleness is persuasive. It's attractive in both men and women. Ladies, beauty fades. It doesn't matter how gorgeous you were when you were 20 years old, you're not the same at 30, you're not the same at 40, you're not the same at 50. Unfortunately, the outward beauty fades away. But the beauty that is everlasting is that gentle and quiet spirit. Incorporate this in your marriage, and your husband will walk out of the house every day feeling like a lion, not like a kitty cat, because you have been screaming at him. Gentleness is persuasive. Women, I have a secret to tell you. If you want something from your husband, it's easier to get it from him when you are gentle. Gentleness is more persuasive than when you are abrasive with your partner, with your spouse. Men too, be gentle with your wives. And I'm even going to add this, be gentle with your children. Fear and resentment is not a lesson that is going to equip them to go and deal with the world out there. You have very little space, time frame to teach your children. And if the only way you teach your children is through anger, they will learn very little. They will leave the home very ill equipped. Learn to be gentle. Gentleness is something that we can all learn. I am learning to be gentle. Some days I fail, some days I'm good at it, but God is faithful, because it is a fruit of the Spirit. It's not something that you can do in your own strength. It's something that you can do because of the fruit of the Spirit. There is the Spirit of God in you, and Jesus is gentle. And yes, you can be gentle too. especially with your children. There are times, even when you know that you are right, that you have to let them win. You have to decide, do I want to be right now, or do I want to have the right relationship with my child? It's about relationships. It's not about who's wrong or who's right. Sometimes we have to let go, and we just have to forgive. And forgiveness is not about who was wrong or who was right. It's about making things right. So I implore you, start cultivating gentleness. If it doesn't come naturally for you, pray for it. Say, Lord, make me a gentle person. Mimic Christ. He was gentle, he was meek. And the third beatitude says, blessed are the meek, blessed are the gentle, for they will do what? They will inherit the earth, they will inherit the world. Now, the world for you is your marriage. That is your world, your family. If you want to inherit a successful marriage, cultivate gentleness. Thank you so much for watching. Share this video. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, what are you waiting for? Now is the time. Subscribe, hit the button, and hit the bell too, so that every time I upload, guess what? You will be notified that there is a video from Pam. So take care. Bye bye and be good.